Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show, where we interview six, seven, eight-figure earners who are making an impact in real time, and we try to figure out, what are some of the ways that they have taken imperfect action and consistently taking perfect action, so they can get success. So you guys can use those clues and resources to get to your success a little faster. Today's episode, I got a good friend of mine. We've been building on Instagram for over the years. I've been seeing him develop his brand and then just really, really make an impact, helping people even as far as helping them with mindset around diet and food and buying groceries and stuff like that, as well as mental and physical fitness. Welcome Marvin Britt of Action Sports Fitness, who has a 4-step method to help you lose 10 to 40 pounds. I don't know if I ever need to lose 10 to 40, but if I do, I know who to come to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to the show, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. It's an honor. It's a blessing. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot a link out to our community, let them know we are live right now. And for those that don't know who Marvin Britt is and Action Sport Fitness and what you guys are doing on your side, I want you to let the people know a little bit about you and what you have going on.
Um, oh, damn. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
All right, my screen. No. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm owner of Action Sport and Fitness, personal training studio out in Greenbelt, Maryland. I've been here going on my 5th year, just past July. But I've been training for, the past 12 years, helping people, achieve that healthy body that they always wanted. Just losing weight, getting more confident. I think a lot of people, you know, when they think about exercise, they think about it in a very black and white type of way, and it actually touches on a lot more in our life than we actually realize until we actually get into the process of trying to lose weight. So that's what I do: help people unlock certain things about themselves through fitness, through my proven method, my 4-phase training program that'll help people lose anywhere between 10 to 40 pounds, as long as they stay committed.
So what brought you to this area of expertise to help people in this fashion? You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are helping people with wellness, with fitness.
Yeah,
There's so many trainers out there. Like,
yeah,
you everyone's a trainer. You listen, you
yeah,
can go online right now, get my little
yeah,
certification. I put up some fitness
hmm
videos. I'm lit, right? Now
yeah.
I got a group course. So what is different about you, but then also
mhm.
what kind of brought you to the industry?
So I'll start with what's different. For me, I fell into it through sports. Like I love basketball to this day, and I had a strong passion about it when I was a kid growing up. Like most black kids in our community, I hate to say it, but like we all want to play professional sports. That's the outlet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So fell into that group, and realized I wasn't going to be Jordan or anything close to that. But to be honest, I kept working hard, and eventually I was able to walk onto a basketball team called University of New Haven. Fell into some difficulties with that, ended up quitting. But at the end of the day, with that, I still found a love of exercising and working out. And through exercising and working out, just trying to get better for basketball, I found that it actually improved my confidence.
Mm,
And I wasn't like a guy that was like not confident, but it improved it. So it helped with my confidence. It changed my mood. I was in a lot better moods when I worked out, and I started to notice that. And I was like, well, if I feel this way, what can I do for other people?
mm,
So with that, I was like, I really enjoy it. Let me try to help other people, get in this mind state of feeling better about themselves just through moving their body, to keep it simple, right? So I started doing that. I trained a girl I was talking to in college for free, just trying to try it out. Had no certification or anything, just used the knowledge that I had from playing basketball and learn from the coaches and the trainers I had up to that time. And she lost a few pounds, and she was excited. And, she enjoyed the process. So I was like, wow, I like how it feels to help people. I like, it sounds kind of like narcissistic in a sense, like you have some form of control of helping somebody be a better version of themselves,
mm.
in that type of way. At that stage in my life, and then I realized, if I can help her and not knowing, you know, not really much about exercise and nutrition, how can I help people when I start actually implementing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
studying and learning about it and becoming a professional? So I started doing that. I started interning with my strength and conditioning coach in my basketball team
Yeah.
in college. to get started, and then I got certified and things like that. I trained at a commercial gym. I trained at Bally Total Fitness. I trained at Washington Sports Club. I trained at LA Fitness, and trained there. And then I got fired because they found out that I was doing boot camps on the side, and
Wait,
like
wait, 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 wait. So you got fired because you
yeah,
were doing boot camps outside of training?
yeah.
They,
So
they,
yeah,
they didn't want you to have your own personal brand?
nah, they didn't want you to
What?
have it. Yeah, man. So I ended up getting fired, and I was cool with that because I was making more money on the side doing
Yeah.
that
Yep.
than the commercial space. So that was cool. So then I went all in. Continued to expand my knowledge and help people. And actually, within my first couple of years, I helped two women lose 100 pounds,
Mm.
and that was huge for me. And that really sparked my confidence in knowing I can do this full time and as a career. So kept doing that, and then in 2017, yes, 2017, I ended up opening up my own personal training studio, and since then, like my first year, I hit six figures doing it my first year, and it's only been growing since then. Obviously, in the beginning stages, I know I kind of moved kind of fast, but in the beginning stages up to 2017, I wasn't really making a lot of money, but I was
Yeah.
passionate about it. You know what I mean? So I knew that if it's something I was passionate about and I was good at it and I was getting people results, that eventually, I'll get the money. The money will come, and it did. So fast forward to now, still training. I ended up expanding my gym in May to
Yeah.
like triple the size. Within that time frame, since I've opened my gym in 2017, I've written four books, one recipe book, and three books on helping people work out and just structuring how to work out and eat what they want type of
Did you think that?
situation.
Did you think that? Because I mean, I like how it's unfolding as far as like you helped some people. You took knowledge you had,
Mm,
tried it out, did it for free. You know,
yeah.
got some really results. Saw that you really like doing this. Went in
Mm,
there, got your search, learned more information, and it
mm.
was like, yo, I'm gonna go all in. Um, did you think you was gonna be an author? Not let alone an author of four books. Was that anything that crossed your mind early on?
Nah, not at all. And something I failed to mention, I don't know whoever is listening, but it's just somebody trying to pursue their dream. Uh, when I graduated college, I actually had a job at Fannie Mae, so like I was
Mm,
making pretty good money. Um, but I stopped doing that and continued my passion in personal training, and then I ended up replacing my income obviously with that. But that's just something I wanted to mention, just for those who are scared to branch out. But you got to go all in for whatever you choose to do. But no, to answer your question, nah, man, I never thought I was gonna be an author, but I felt like with all the knowledge that I had, and personal training, I'm not naive to the fact that that's a luxury for most people. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's not something that everybody can afford. It's expensive, and we need to change that because it's a need. It's like brushing your teeth, in my opinion.
yeah. I agree with you.
So I wrote books because I wanted to find a way to still help people who couldn't afford it. That was the reason why that led me to that. I was like, well, I just put all this information into a book, and if you can't afford, my price point in person, you can afford a $30 book, $20 book.
Facts.
So that,
I like that, man. So, what are some of the challenges now, right? So you say you built it up, six
mhm,
figures, you rolling, expanded the gym,
yeah,
author, making impact. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it sounds like things are moving really, really well. So when a business owner like yourself is kind of at the stage you are, what are some of the challenges to then get to that next level, right? So what are some of the things that you're looking at now?
Yeah, like as you can expect, like it's more so implementing your strategy and your system on how you got people results and implementing
Mm,
that to other people, right? So within this time frame of like 5.5 years, almost 6 years now, I've had four trainers work under me within that time frame, and I'm always someone who will take responsibility to say that maybe I just wasn't good enough of keeping them. You know what I mean? I
mm,
don't want to just say this didn't work out. I'll take the responsibility because obviously I didn't show them that it was worth sticking it out. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's one of the biggest challenges now. Um, I have my sister who was she does like group classes and stuff. She ended up getting certified not too long ago, and she's working under me now. So it's just still trying to learn how to get offer enough value for people to stay and implement your system for the long term to help the business grow and eventually become like a household name. I know a lot of businesses won't say that, but
Yeah.
if you don't pursue something like that, man, I mean, what are you doing it for? I feel like
Facts.
no matter how many people are doing the same thing,
Yeah.
because people buy because of you at the end of the day.
I agree. I agree. That makes a lot of sense. When you say that, and then you kind of pose the question, no, how can I get better? What can I work on? I'm gonna take this responsibility. I'm gonna bring it back in internally and say, okay, cool. What were some of the pieces that may be missing for me as far as I'm looking to bring on additional trainers to expand the business in that way, or how I can just grow as a professional overall, right? So,
Right.
what do you see as far as like, because I know you mentioned it's a luxury, right, for some
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to actually invest in personal training, and
Yeah.
but you personally kind of see it as like brushing your teeth is like something that people should like. It should be part of their routine, right? But if
Right.
someone does not have the bread, if somebody's
Right.
starting out, if they are afraid, because I've heard this a lot, where it's like I'm like,
Mm.
yo, come work out with me, and they're like, all right, let me go work out by myself for a couple of days so I can
Yeah.
get where you at, and then I'm gonna come work out with you, right?
Yeah.
So, what are some basics that people can do, right? Is that calisthenics? You know what I'm saying? Is that like a 15-minute workout? Like, what are some things people can do just to get started on their own to build up that confidence and build up that consistency?
Um, so I'm big on personalization, right? So I can give you a generic answer, and I will. What I will say before I do that is you want to make sure you're aware of where you're starting from. So whatever you do see, like say if you see your favorite fitness influencer, for example, there's some guy on Instagram who like puts a couch on his back, right, and does certain exercises or some wild stuff like that, right? If you see that and like, well, I'm gonna try that, and you haven't been off the couch in 5 years, why would you try something like that? So I would say first, make sure you are self aware to know where you're starting from, and if your goal is to lose weight,
Mm.
the best thing you can do is be mindful of what you're eating first, because a
Uh,
lot of us a lot of us like to jump right into physical activity and still eat the same BS.
fact.
Not saying you can't have your favorite foods, but at the same time, if you're eating, just for an example purposes, if I'm eating a carton of ice cream every single day on top of three additional meals, fast food meals, but I'm just gonna go work out and think I'm gonna lose weight and keep the same habits, it's 9 times out of 10, it's not you're not gonna get the best results, and you're gonna get discouraged eventually. You know, so I would say, adjust your eating habits, be mindful of what you're eating, and start as simple as going for a walk. I know you hear that often, but walking is beneficial. It engages almost every muscle in your body for the most part. As long as you're walking a little bit faster than your normal walking pace. So start with a walk, and then find somebody that's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. I like that one too. I think, and I always say this, man. If you get an accountability partner, let it not be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Find some find somebody that's gonna give you some accountability. That's
Yeah,
not going to let you off the hook. That's not gonna be like, it's cool. We're gonna get after it tomorrow. Find somebody that's really gonna be disappointed if you
yeah,
don't do the thing that you're committing to do. I
yeah.
think it's good. And if you need to pay for that, you know what I'm saying, you may need to pay for it, but there's a lot of ways that you can just find people that probably be on your vibe. So we got a question from Brandy. She's asking, what do you do to keep your client retention rate high?
It's simple. It's a lot of people don't really think about it, but the biggest thing is being reliable. I hear so many times that when I had to do consultations of people saying, "Oh, yeah, I had a trainer before, but my trainer, I would come to the gym, my trainer wouldn't be there, or my trainer would be 20 minutes late, or um, they're always canceling on me every single week." So the biggest, the
You got
biggest thing,
trainers canceling on clients?
man, come on, man,
What?
you already know. So like that's like it goes back to your point in the beginning of when we start talking. You said there's so many people doing training, right?
Yeah.
So you got to think about it. Some people do it as a side hustle,
Mm,
right? It's very easy to just say, get like you said, get a certification and get certified,
yeah.
and then say, hey, I'm a trainer, and you only but so much, right? So it's like I'm just gonna get some quick money. So biggest thing for client retention is being reliable.
Mm,
You got to have integrity. So whatever you're talking about, and whatever you say you're going to get done for them, you got to make sure that you get that done for them. But the only way you're going to do that is through communication. And I learned that just building. End of the day, communication is the biggest thing. when it comes to the client retention and making sure that you hold them accountable and they're able to hold you accountable.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just do a quick little recap. We're on with Marv, the brand, action, sports, fitness. Talking about how he built his business, some of the amazing things that he's been currently experiencing, and then we're gonna touch on his four phase method, so you can lose 10 to 40 pounds, right? But he just talked about communication, integrity, and reliability being some of the cornerstones to client retention. So if you have any questions right now, drop them in the chat, and we can answer those in real time. Definitely, right? So, tell me about this four phase method, bro. Right now, I'm not trying to lose 10 pounds. It took me
Hmm.
actually probably like 3 years to gain the 10 pounds I was trying to gain.
Uh,
But if someone was looking to lose 10 to 40 pounds,
yeah,
tell me about this four phase method. How does that work?
I'm gonna tell you 1 second. I'm just gonna post this link. So,
Let's get it. Let's get it. This is an Imperfect Action Show. We're on with Marv, Marv the brand. Make sure you guys follow him. Tap into him on Instagram at MARV the brand, and get information on diet. Learn how to grocery shop. Learn
yeah.
how to actually take your fitness routine on the go. Tap in with him for that workout and fitness consulting. So you got his gallon right there. He ain't playing around.
No, sir. I gotta stay hydrated.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So let's talk about this four phase method to losing 10 to 40 pounds, and why is it so impactful?
It's impactful because it starts you at the bottom. So,
Mm,
you're not going to be thrown out with the wolves. You know what I mean? For a lack of a better analogy. But pretty much, the phase starts with high repetitions, just using your fat stores for fuel, getting you acclimated to working out. That phase is only 4 weeks. And then the second and third phase is the strength phase, where we build on your strength, build on the conditioning that we started with in that first phase. And then that's the second and third phase. And the fourth phase is more of a hypertrophy, like toning phase, where we put everything together and we increase the intensity. And then by the time you're done with that fourth phase, you should be seeing muscle tone if you haven't already throughout the four phase process.
yeah.
It'll be a lot stronger. And by that time, you definitely have lost 10 pounds if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. And you'll definitely be getting close to that 40-pound mark.
So you mentioned you say is hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy, yeah.
Hypertrophy.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, who's actually a trainer out in Houston,
Hmm.
the first person that I know that was sharing with me, like, that stat, right?
Hmm.
So and I just learned about that, I would say probably, let's say, 3 months ago. Or so if someone's listening or watching this, right,
Yeah.
in real time or the playback, break that down. Like, what
Yeah.
is hypertrophy?
So hypertrophy is like muscle mass, muscle size, right? So the way you achieve that is through breaking down the muscles, right? But it depends on the certain type of training phase you're in. I mean, not training phase, but it's training strategy. So
Yeah.
your rep range will be anywhere between 6 to 12 repetitions. You're gonna do anywhere between 8 to 12 exercises, and they'll be consisting of supersets, which is you do one exercise after another. Complexes is when you do, like, let's say for example, I do a deadlift into a row,
Mm,
exercises like that. And then your rest should be calculated as well. So you shouldn't rest no longer than about 45 to 90 seconds to make sure you're fatiguing that muscle, letting it rest, and hitting it again hard. And then as far as the intensity, as far as like the load, your the weight you should be using should be anywhere between about 70 to 85% of your one rep max. So if you don't know what a one rep max is, for example, let's say if I bench press 225 pounds,
mm.
right, and I do that one time, right, that'll be 225. So out my rest of my bench press for my hypertrophy phase should be anywhere between 60 to 85% of that 225. So whatever that equals, that's what you should be using to build muscle mass with time. So that phase can be anywhere between 4 to 6 phases, and you should always just increase your weight every week as you get stronger. If you're not getting stronger, then you're not doing something right.
That's a really good breakdown. So that gives a little bit more clarity on hypertrophy and how it can be utilized, and how it can be something that people can research and see if it makes sense for them. But hearing that as part of the four phase method, and it can actually help you achieve those goals, it definitely sounds like it's something that people should be tapping into. So if they wanted to, like, get access to your 4 phase method, is
Mm.
that something that they need to work with you, or do you have an online program or a book that they can kind of like do a self-paced version of this 4 phase method?
So I have both. They can always set up a consultation. We don't take anybody. I mean everybody. So we go through a consultation process, see if they're a good fit. So we can do it online or in person. So yeah, that's how they get access. So we just do a 30-minute consultation or a
Mm,
15-minute consultation, and we go over what their goals are, what they're trying to accomplish, and if it's something that's realistic. Because sometimes people have unrealistic goals. We just let them know, like we're not going to be able to, make that happen
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
at
was
the
gonna
end of
say
the
that.
day.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. So you keep it real. It ain't just about collecting some money.
no, because what you start to realize when you're doing it, the way I want to do it is the fact that you're not going to just want to just waste your time doing anything, right? So that's the
Mm.
same as training somebody. You don't want to just train somebody and just do it, and you know that you're not going to get them to their goal.
Yeah, that's a fact, and I think that translates to other areas of entrepreneurship in general, right? No matter what category you're in, you don't want to just chase a client just to get, the bread. You want to make sure that you can get them the result, that they're actually going to be the right fit for you, for your services, for your process, for your style,
Mhm.
and then obviously not only getting them the result, but you retain them or you do such a great job that they want to refer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
But what I
um,
do have to say, I will
yeah.
say this though, to keep it all the way real. So in the beginning though, if you don't really know like who you want to train sometimes, right?
Mm,
So like you'll train various people, right, who want to work out. And then with time as you start learning your style, then that's where you get to being more selective, like how I am now. But I'm not gonna say in the very beginning I was like that. So just to be clear with that.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you starting, so you figuring things out on the go,
Yeah.
and like you said, you might learn. Hey, I like really working with women. I like really working with men. I like really working with women that are pregnant. I really like working with men that are 9 to 5ers. I want to change the whole body. I want to get off the couch. Like you really start to decide, figure out what might be the right client fit for you, right? So, what are some of the things that you would say comes as a result of working out? So, we're not talking about the losing weight. We're not talking about the getting stronger, or the definition. What are some things that might just be wellness or mindset or
Yeah.
discipline or routine that are not necessarily the top things people think of, but just kind of happen because you are consistent in the gym and with working out?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, and I'm not even just going to use myself an example. There was just many clients that I work with who all, I mean, it's like it's a very high number, the percentage wise that most people moods change, like they're in a better mood when they work out,
Mm,
right? And they notice that when they don't work out, it's like the days they work out, they feel a lot better, they feel more clear, they feel like they can tackle the day, and then when they don't work out, it's like I feel like I'm back in my regular state. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So your mood for sure. It helps with anxiety. They say, scientifically, they say it helps with anxiety. Um, and I understand that because at the end of the day, when you're working out, you're doing resistance training, and you got that heavy weight over top of you, or the case may be, your body's under a stress, right?
Mm.
So you're able to adapt better through life because you're putting your body through stress during your workout, whatever type of style of workout that you're doing. So the biggest thing that I've always heard was just mood and being able to find their inner peace to reduce some anxiety.
I like that. I like that. So we said working out gonna help you with the mood. It's gonna help you reduce anxiety or just eliminate it. And then that inner peace. I like that a lot. I mean, I find myself like one of my favorite things to do. I wake up before the sun rises. I like that little pocket of darkness that I'm up, right, and
Yeah,
then I'm doing my morning routine, and I get to see the sunrise, and there's like these colors in the sky, and then at that point, it's time for me to go to the gym, and now I get to walk to the gym, and then I'm in there, and then I'm going crazy with that 5 a.m. club. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
kind of like that whole like little journey in the morning
mhm,
when I wake up, and then I get
yeah,
to the gym, and then depending on how the day is, because in LA I ain't gonna lie, it's been a little crazy.
yeah,
Been raining a lot, but
yeah,
generally when the sun is rising, because the gym I work out in, they got all these windows,
mm,
so the sun rays just be blasting in the gym. So like
yeah,
that whole thing creates like great energy,
Yeah.
positive, positive emotions. You know what I'm saying? And you just feel good, kind of going after that, investing in your mind, investing in your body around people that are doing the same thing, and
Right.
you putting in that work before you start your day. So I would 100% agree. Um, so right now we got a couple of questions I want to definitely ask, but we are armed with Marv the brand. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat right now. You can answer these questions in real time. Fitness, working out, gaining weight, losing weight, diet, meal plan, personal training hacks, possibly. Maybe a couple of cheat codes to get you, more consistently with your routine of getting in the gym. Um, One of the questions I have is, what are some things to avoid when working out by yourself? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because some people may not be ready for that personal training because they may be nervous, or
Yeah.
they feel like, hey, I want to go ahead and kind of figure out. And I'm looking at other people and I'm gonna just copy what they're doing. But what are some things to avoid when you're in the gym? You might be new and you're working out by yourself.
Biggest thing is not going too heavy. Safety first.
Mm,
Because if you get hurt, then you're gonna regress, and it's just that simple. So go light. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you have control over your movements and your form. Form is key. So because with bad form, like I mentioned, you'll get hurt, and then you're just set back.
yeah. Nah, that's a big one. I sometimes I see people in the gym and they just doing these crazy movements. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, with the bar or with the dumbbell. What about, because you mentioned safety, right? So what about adding some additional resources or pieces? So like, should people have gloves? You know what I'm saying? Should they make sure they got gloves? Maybe a jump rope. Maybe the back brace, the belt situation.
Yeah.
Should they have a foam roller? What would you say would be like some necessities if you got a little bit of a budget and you want to invest in, like, having a couple of items to make your gym experience that much better?
I would say a foam roller for sure. Foam roller, jump rope, because makes your workout efficient, get your heart rate up. Um, Dumbbells. A pair of dumbbells. Even if it's 5 pounds, you can do a lot more. You have more options with dumbbells. I would say those four. I think I mentioned four. Those would
Yeah.
be like just essential just to get you going. And then don't rest too much between sets. So a lot of
Mm.
people I know you see in the gym, um, or maybe just you, not you specifically, but whoever's watching, or who will watch. Like you don't want to rest like 5 minutes in between exercise. You know what I mean? Like it's
Hmm.
just no point. You want to keep your heart rate up to a certain point where your body is, in a certain zone that's going to benefit, the reason why you're in the gym.
Got you. So with the emergence of AI, right, artificial intelligence, and virtual is going crazy. Online fitness used to be something that people would frown upon, not because they didn't believe it could work, but because it wasn't as popular as it is now, right?
Yeah,
I can literally tap in with you right now from
yeah,
LA. You can give me a plan. We can meet daily or weekly or monthly, whatever the cadence is. We
yeah,
can connect workouts. We can connect to an app. You can make a video right now and give it to me. I can follow that video. So with the emergence of AI,
mm,
virtual reality and stuff like that, how do you feel like this is gonna take, maybe your business,
mm.
or maybe even the industry moving forward? What's that experience looking like for someone working out?
I think it's going to only help. If you don't like evolution, then there's a problem. That's an internal issue you have. But at the end of the day, I feel like you got to just take things in stride. So if you're in it to help more people, you know, great. That's going to give you the opportunity to help more people. And then at the end of the day, if you help more people, you'll make more money.
Yeah.
So it's really that simple to me. So I think it's great. It gives you more access to different cultures, different people.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing, man. To keep it simple.
Yeah, I would agree with you, man. So, on with Marv the brand. What do you currently have going on right now? How can people tap in with you, and what's the best way that they can work with you if they're interested in doing that?
Um, so right now, you can just on Instagram, I'm Marv the brand. You can go to my website www.actionsportandfitness.com. Check out some testimonials. You can also go check out Yelp or Google. check out the reviews of Action Sport and Fitness, see what customers are talking about. And what I got going on right now is still trying to help, as many people as possible. I love to get to a point. It sounds, out of reach for sure, but you got to shoot for the stars. I love to get to a point to help 1 million people annually,
Yeah,
as some aspect of their health and fitness, man.
yeah.
Even if it's free, man.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to do that. I mean, I don't know if you you got the YouTube going off. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a lot of stuff like that. That'll definitely help getting on other people's platforms. Obviously, hosting or collaborating other events.
Yeah,
Maybe tapping in with other influencers that may have an audience and they
yeah,
may have a brand, but you bringing the fitness and you bring, what I'm saying, you bring that
yeah.
energy. You could definitely connect with whatever that goal is going to be, man. So today's been a great episode of the Imperfect Action Show. One last question for you: what has been something that you've done by taking imperfect action? Was it actually getting into this category? Was it dedicating yourself to helping people? Or what is something consistently that you do? That displays you taking imperfect action.
I mean, I think just going at it and doing it because you know that you're not that you're gonna give it your all. And
Mm,
however the cookie crumbles, man, you're gonna stand tall because you
I
stand
like
on what
that.
you believe in. You know what I mean? So if you win, lose or draw, at the end of the day, I think it's still a W
Yeah,
because as long as you don't quit, man, I feel like if you don't quit, at the end of the day, shit gonna pop off the way you want it to, even
I
if it's
like
not that direction, man.
yeah. I like that a lot. Make sure you guys follow my guy Marv the Brand on Instagram. Are you also on TikTok too?
Yeah, Marv the brand on TikTok.
Same handle, Marv the Brand on
Yeah,
TikTok, Marv the Brand on Instagram. Tap in with my guy, leave him a DM. If there's a question that you didn't get a chance to ask on real time, or if you're watching the replay, make sure that you guys tap in. This has been another episode of the Imperfect Action Show, and we'll see you guys on another one. Peace.